Hello everyone. Class 9 Supplementary Reader Movements Chapter 3 Ishwaran the Storyteller. He is called the storyteller because storytelling is an art and he is good at it. He uses special effects, does voice modulation, uses his body language to make the story realistic so that the listener, that is Mahendra, gets attracted and captivated in his story. The writer R.K. Lakshman wants to highlight this quality of Ishwaran, that he was so good at telling stories that they appeared to be real. His stories were source of entertainment for Mahendra. Mahendra narrated a story about his cook to Ganesh. Mahendra worked as a junior supervisor in a company, and his work was to keep an eye on all the workers at the site. Children, supervisor is a person whose job is to check the work of all other people. Mahendra got posted at different sites like factories, bridges, and dams which were under construction. He had to change places often and worked at various places like a coal mine, railway bridge construction site, and the construction site of a chemical plant. Mahendra had an asset, Ishwaran the cook. He cooked for Mahendra, washed his clothes, and chatted away with his master at night. He could weave out endless stories and anecdotes on varied subjects. Children, asset means advantage. Anecdote is a short, amusing, or interesting story about a real incident or person. Ishwaran would gather all the vegetables and other ingredients required by him to cook in no time. As they lived in a place which was not inhabited by many people, in temporary shelters with roofs made of metallic sheets, it seemed as if he would do some magic and gather all the ingredients out of nowhere. Now, daily when Mahendra would leave in the morning with his tiffin, Ishwaran would wash the clothes, clean the house. After that, he would have his bath, throwing buckets of water over him, muttering prayers. After that, he would sit and read. His favorite were Tamil thrillers, full of adventure and mystery. And he would read for a long time before he dozed off, having a good nap in the afternoon. Ishwaran made the simplest story very interesting and it captivated Mahendra. When he was narrating even the smallest incidents, he would work in suspense and the surprise ending into the account. Now, narrating the story over here, he said, once he was going on a road and he saw a huge beast, enormous beast lying there. At first, he was frightened and wanted to run away from there as the road was deserted, no one was around. But then he decided to walk on. And as he came near, he saw that it was no huge beast over there, but a huge tree lying on the ground with its branches spread. Now, children, I am going to tell you another story involving an elephant. One day, an elephant escaped from the timber yard and reached out the outer boundary of the town. It broke the fences. The elephant reached the main road and broke all the stalls selling different things like fruits, mud pots, and clothes. Then it broke the wall of the school and entered the ground where the students were playing. All the students ran back into their classrooms and closed the doors. The elephant made loud noises and roamed around in the school ground. It broke the goal post in the football ground, tore the net that had been put up in the volleyball court, stepped on the water drum and broke it, and tore many plants as well. The teachers had climbed onto the roof of the school building and watched helplessly as the elephant destroyed the school property. At the time of the incident, Ishwaran was studying in one of the junior classes in the school. He was watching the elephant from the rooftop. Suddenly, he took the stick from one of the teachers and ran downstairs towards the school ground. The elephant was threatening Ishwaran, but the boy was not afraid of it. With a stick in his hand, he moved towards the elephant slowly. Many people had climbed on the rooftops of their houses and were watching the incident. They were standing still and were awestruck, waiting to see what happened next. Ishwaran saw that the elephant had red-colored eyes which were full of anger. It again lifted its trunk and made a loud trumpet sound as it was about to attack Ishwaran. Just then, Ishwaran gathered all his force and hit the elephant's third toenail quickly. The elephant was stunned at what had happened. Then it reacted by shivering all over, fainted, and fell off on the ground unconscious. He would stop over there, and Mahendra would be confused and curious to know what happened in the end. And he would ask Ishwaran to tell that how did he manage to bring down the beast. To this, laughingly, Ishwaran would say it was something to do with Japanese art, karate or jiu-jitsu. It is called, he said. He had read about it somewhere. It temporarily paralyzes the nervous system, he said. Ishwaran's stories were packed with adventure, horror, and suspense. Whether the story was credible or not, Mahendra listened to it because of the inimitable way in which it was told. Ishwaran seemed to be more than make up for the absence of TV in Mahendra's living quarters.